This assignment is to help students understand how the job costing system is applied in a business environment. Rather than learning the concept only through lectures and textbooks, the assignment allows us to apply the knowledge gained in class by preparing a simulated job cost card based on selected product or service. This helps us understand how different types of costs are identified, recorded, and used in determining the total cost and selling price of the product. Conduct a self-simulation by selecting a business scenario and estimating the cost involved in producing a specific product. Based on the simulation, we identify and classify the cost into direct materials, direct labor, direct expenses, manufacturing overhead, and non-manufacturing overhead. We then calculate the prime cost, total manufacturing cost, total cost, profit, and selling price to demonstrate how a job costing system works in practice.
Next, I will explain our assignment protocol which show the workflow of our project. In week 12, we held a team meeting and select our business idea. In week 30, we create our simulation business followed by analysis the business costing. We then prepare the draft of our assignment report and construct our lecture for feedback and improvement. Finally, in week 40, we complete our presentation. This timeline helps us stay organized and manage our tasks effectively and complete the project on schedule.
I'm so hungry. I'm craving something sweet.
I know this one place. I think we should go try it.
What is the name of the place?
The place is called Slice and Soul.
Yeah, that sounds interesting. What is the corporate background?
Slice and Soul is a business owned by Diana Rose Beauty Ali. It is located in Subang Jaya, Selangor. Slice and Soul is a sole proprietorship business that makes and sells trendy, aesthetic and lifestyle dessert for Gen Z customers. The signature menu items are classic burnt cheesecake and also chocolate chip brownies. Based on customer demand, the business can produce around 60 to 120 servings per week. The business started 2 years ago in 2024. Since then, operations and sales have gone smoothly, and the brand has received a lot of good reviews from satisfied customers. Customers can buy the desserts at their physical shop or through online platforms. The store address is number 12G, Jalan SS 15, Shop 47500, Subang Jaya, Selangor. The cafe opens every day from 10 AM to 8 PM. Slice and Soul is also very active online on Instagram and TikTok using the username Slice and Soul. Customers can place order online or contact them directly through WhatsApp at 011299649992. The main goal of Slice and Soul is to boost people's mood by tasting their delicious desserts. We want to make sure everyone enjoys their high-quality classic burnt cheesecake and also aesthetic chocolate chip brownies, giving great satisfaction and to all dessert lovers.
Burnt cheesecake is a rich and creamy dessert that is well known for its caramelized dark top and smooth center. Unlike traditional cheesecake, it is baked at a higher temperature, giving it its signature burnt appearance while maintaining a creamy texture inside. It is a popular choice for birthdays, celebrations, and cafe because of its unique flavor and attractive presentation. The burnt cheesecake is made using cream cheese, custard sugar, eggs, heavy cream, flour, vanilla extract, and a pinch of salt, which combine to create its smooth texture and a rich, creamy taste.
The next product is chocolate chip brownies. Chocolate chip brownies are a soft, funny dessert with a crisp chocolate flavor and chocolate chips mixed through the batter. They have a slight crispy top and a moist, chewy texture, making them a favorite snack or a dessert for people our age. Brownies are commonly sold individual or in a box for share or pies and a gift set. They are prepared using butter, sugar, cocoa powder, egg, chocolate chips, flavor vanilla accent, and a pinch of a slice, resulting in a rich chocolate flavor with a soft and chewy texture.
Next, I will explain about the costing for our first product, which is burnt cheesecake.
Sounds very cool. You know everything about their costing method?
Expenses. For the other ingredients, we use cream cheese, custard sugar, eggs, heavy cream, flour, vanilla extract, and salt. The total cost for these ingredients is RM31.90. Next is the direct labor, which includes the baker and the kitchen assistant. Their total labor cost is RM1.37. Then the direct expenses such as packaging and also baking paper cost RM1.50. And the total direct cost for one whole burnt cheesecake is RM34.07. Moving on to the indirect costs, these include icing sugar, indirect labor such as the owner salary, manager, delivery driver, and cashier, as well as indirect expenses like electricity, water, machinery maintenance, building insurance, and rent. Altogether, the total indirect cost is RM10.56. We also include selling and distribution expenses, which are marketing and petrol costs, amounting to RM6. Lastly, the administration expenses, which is telecommunication and internet, is 17 cents. After adding all the costs together, the total cost to produce one whole burnt cheesecake is RM51.33.
The document provided is a job cost card for calculating the total cost per unit of producing a single tray of chocolate chip brownies. Job costing is used here to track every specific cost involved in production, which is then categorized to find the exact cost per unit. Here is a step-by-step explanation of how the total cost is calculated based on the image. For the direct ingredient for chocolate chip brownies, for the butter, standard cost is 0.05, standard quantity is 226 grams, for the total is 11 ringgit 30 cents. Next is sugar. Standard cost is 0.03, standard quantity 400 grams, and total is 1 ringgit 20 cents. Next ingredient is cocoa powder. Standard cost for cocoa powder is 0.04, standard quantity 75 grams, and the total is 3 ringgit. Next ingredient is egg. The standard cost for egg is 0.50, standard quantity 3 unit, for the total is 1 ringgit 50 cents. Next ingredient is chocolate chip. Standard cost is 0.02, standard quantity 270 grams, so the total is 5 ringgit 40 cents. Next ingredient is flour. For standard cost for flour is 0.02, standard quantity is 120 grams, so the total is 2 ringgit 40 cents. Next is vanilla extract. Standard cost for vanilla extract is 0.05, standard quantity 5 grams, the total is 0.25. And the last ingredient is salt. Standard cost for salt is 0.05, standard quantity 5 grams, and the total is 25 cents. For the direct labor, we Slice and Sew have 2 bakers. For bakers, wage per unit is 2,000 ringgit over 208 hours over 20 units. So the standard cost is 0.48 and standard quantity is 2%. So the total cost is 96 cents. And also kitchen assistant 1,700 over 208 hours over 20 units. So the standard cost is 0.41, standard quantity is 1%, and the total cost is 41 cents. For direct expenses, packaging, standard cost is 1 ringgit and 20, standard quantity 1 unit, and the total is 1 ringgit 20 cents. For baking paper, the standard cost is 0.3, standard quantity is 1 unit, and the total is 30 cents. So for the total direct cost is 28 ringgit 17 cents. For indirect ingredient, we have icing sugar. Standard cost is 0.01, standard quantity is 10 grams, and the total is 10 cents. And we also have chocolate syrup. For the standard cost is 0.02, standard quantity is 30 grams, and the total is 60 cents. Indirect labor for owner salary, 6,000 over 208 hours over 20 units, so standard cost is 1.44, standard quantity is 1%, and the total is 1 ringgit 44 cents. For manager, 3,000 over 208 hours over 20 units, so the standard cost is 0.72, standard quantity is 1%, and the total is 72 cents. The delivery driver is 1,700 over 200 hours over 20 units, so the standard cost is 0.41, standard quantity is 1%, and the total is 41 cents. For the cashier, it's 1,700 over 208 hours over 20 units, so the standard cost is 0.41, standard quantity 1%, and the total is 41 cents. For indirect expenses, we have electricity. For standard cost is 0.02, standard quantity is 60 kilowatt, so the total is 1 ringgit and 20 cents. For water, standard cost is 0.20, standard quantity is 2 hours, and the total is 40 cents. Maintenance of machinery, standard cost is 0.50, standard quantity 1 unit, the total is 50 cents. For insurance on building, standard cost is 2, standard quantity 1 unit, the total is 2 ringgit. For rent, 1,500 over 520 units, so standard cost is 2.88, standard quantity 1 unit, and the total is 2 ringgit 88 cents. For total indirect cost is 10 ringgit 66 cents. For selling and distribution, we have marketing on social media ads, so the total is 1 ringgit 50 cents. And then we also have petrol and tolls, and the total is 3 ringgits. So the total selling and distribution is 4 ringgit 50 cents. For the administration expenses, we have telecommunication and internet. So the total is 70 cents. For the total administration expenses is 70 cents. So total cost per unit for chocolate chip brownies is 43 ringgit 3 cents.
Cost card. Job number is a burnt cheesecake. There are a few components in a job cost card. Let's start with the direct ingredients first. The direct ingredients is 31 ringgit and 20 cents. Direct labor is 1 ringgit and 37 cents. Direct expenses is 1 ringgit is 50 cents. All this is a direct cost. And then we total up the number, we will get the prime cost, which is 34 ringgit and 07 cents. And then we calculate the production overhead, which is in direct ingredients is 10 cent, indirect labor is 2 ringgit and 98 cent, indirect expenses is 7 ringgit and 48 cent, and then we total up the number, we will get the total production for 10 ringgit and 56 cents. And then for the non-production overhead, there are two, selling and distribution, which is 6 ringgit, administration expenses is 70 ringgit, and then we total up the non-production overhead, and we will get the 6 ringgit and 70 cent. For the total cost, we will total up the prime cost, total production and total non-production overhead, and then we will get 51 ringgit and 33 cent. And then for the profit, we mark up for like 70 ringgit, and then we will get 35 ringgit and 93 cent. And how to get the selling price is we total up the total cost plus the profit that we already mark up, and then we will get the selling price is 87 ringgit 26 cent.
Next, I will explain the job cost guide for our product, which is the choco chip brownies. First, let's look at the direct costs. These are the costs that can be direct traced by the production of the brownies. The direct ingredients cost is 25 ringgit and 30 cent, which is the higher cost because it includes the main baking ingredients. The direct labor cost is 1 ringgit and 37 cent, representing the wage paid to workers who make the brownies. In addition, the direct expenses are 1 ringgit and 50 cent. This gives us a prime cost of 28 ringgit and 70 cents. Next is production overhead. These are indirect costs that support the production process. They include indirect ingredient of 70 cent, indirect labor of 2 ringgit 98 cents, and indirect expenses of 9 ringgit 98 cents. Altogether, the total production overhead is 10 ringgit 66 cents. We have no production overhead, which is include costs that are not directly related to manufacturing. This consisted of selling and distribution expenses of 4 ringgit 50 cent and administration expenses of 70 cent, give a total of 5 ringgit and 20 cent. When we combine all the production and non-production costs, the total cost of production this job is 44 ringgit and 3 cents. Finally, the company applied a 60 cents markup, which equal to 29 ringgit and 42 cents to earn a profit. Therefore, the final selling price of the chocolate chip brownies is 70 ringgit and 45 cents. As the leader for our accounting project, I am so proud of my team member for their commitment and cooperation through this project. Our team focused on two products, burnt cheesecake and chocolate cheese brownies. Through this project, we learned how to calculate the total production cost by considering the cost of ingredient, labor, and overhead expenses. We also gain a better understanding of how these costs influence pricing decision, profitability, and overall business planning. This experience improved our accounting knowledge while strengthening our teamwork, communication, and problem-solving skill.
This group project helped me understand the job costing system and how it is applied in a real business. I learned how different costs are identified and used to calculate the total cost of a product. I also improved my teamwork, communication, and problem-solving skills while completing this project. In the future, I hope to gain more knowledge about cost accounting and apply what I have learned in the studies and future career. Overall, this project was a valuable learning experience.
Through this group assessment, I honestly feel overwhelmed. I also got to know how to calculate the cost through the job costing method. One of the challenging part was to calculate the total cost and to set the selling price, but with the help of the teammates, I'm be able to calculate it and acknowledge the costing system. This project also helped improve myself in ability to work together.
This assignment helped me understand how product costing works and why is it important in a business. I learned how to calculate the cost of direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead to determine the total cost of a product. I also improved my teamwork, communication, and also problem-solving skills by working together with my group members. Overall, this assignment gave me useful knowledge and practical experience that will help me in my future studies and career. Recommendation for business improvement. To improve business performance, Slice and Soul should strengthen its marketing strategy by collaborating with local influencers or food reviewers on social media. This can help attract more customers, increase brand awareness, and boost sales without spending large amount on traditional advertising. In addition, the business should regularly compare prices from different suppliers and negotiate for better deals to reduce the cost of raw materials. Managing inventory carefully and minimizing ingredient waste can also help control production costs. By implementing this improvement, Slice and Soul can increase profitability while maintaining product quality and customer satisfaction.
In conclusion, this assignment has given us a better understanding of how product costing is applied in a real business. By preparing the costing for the burnt cheesecake and brownies, we learned how direct materials, direct labor, and manufacturing overhead contribute to the total production cost. These analyses also show the importance of accurate costing in determining the selling price and ensuring the business earns a reasonable profit. Throughout this project, we improve our teamwork, communication, and analytical skill while gaining practical experience in cost accounting. Overall, this assignment has enhanced our knowledge of product costing and provided a valuable insights that will be useful in future business and accounting practices.
That's all from us. Thank you.